Hey guys, welcome to Ringsiders. We are joined by the one and only, the Metalhead Maniac, Sledge. How you doing, man?
Hey, no, that's Brody King.
I'm good.
That's Brody King.
I'm just kidding. That's right. I got my own wrestling buddy. That's right. I don't know if anybody can see me or not, but I got my own wrestling buddy.
Well, not to flex or anything, but
No flex.
No flex.
That is pretty cool because I did notice. I know Danhausen was shilling one the other day as well. I believe he's got one coming out, hasn't he? So
Danhausen is always shilling everything. So
Danhausen has everything. If there's something out there, Danhausen has like a spin-off of it, which is awesome because Danhausen is very nice, very evil.
He's also got a coffee brand now. You know, he's got everything.
Okay, yeah, I saw that because I'm a huge coffee drinker. Yeah, I'm sponsored by catfightcoffee.com. Head over to catfightcoffee.com. Use promo code Sledge15. Get 15% off your order. And he came out with his own coffee. And I go and I hit him up and go, dude, I got to get some of that coffee, brother. Like, I know it's kind of a conflict of interest because Catfight Coffee, but I got to try it, And, well, he didn't get back to me. But
so you haven't tried it yet?
I haven't tried it yet, no.
But this coffee that you're sponsored by, I'm sure that's just great, right?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's some of the best coffee I've ever tasted, and I've tasted a lot of coffee in my life.
Oh, right, okay.
It's some of the best coffee that I've ever tasted. AC Slade, who was the bass player in a band called Dope.
Yeah.
Played bass in the Misfits. Also played bass with Joan Jett and in the Murder Dolls. Owns the company. And when I launched my Twitch show, twitch.tv/Sledge805 with Coffee with Sledge, he somehow got word of my show, sent me an email, was like, hey, we would love to sponsor the show. And I thought he was kind of BSing a little bit. I was like, yo, dude, this ain't AC. Get out of here, bro. Like, I'm a huge metal mark, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, let's set up a call and let's talk. And we set up and just like what we're doing right now, like on via Zoom, And I was like, it is you, And yeah, man, we've had a great relationship ever since. He's been on my show and I've came on to his coffee live show, and yeah, man, it's been a great relationship so far.
That's sick. And what's the promo code again, just in case we didn't
promo
catch
code
it
is Sledge15 for 15% off the order. Yeah, I got my own beard oil, Madcap Beard Care.
Oh, beard oil. You like beard oil, Jamie?
Yeah. I'm all about the beard oil. The beard oil.
It's called the Metalhead Mocha. It's got like a little bit of a coffee scent to it. Ooh. It's so good. It's so good.
You're selling it
to me, man. I tell you what, brother. What?
Coffee beard oil. I'm
interested.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
Great. It's great.
I love coffee. I love beard oil. I'm sold, dude. I'm gonna be buying some. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm gonna get
my job's done here. See you guys.
See you later. Thanks for joining us. Imagine.
Been a pleasure.
Yeah.
But before we talk Ring of Honor as well, I mean, you've toured the UK. Norwich, was it with the Knights by any chance? Or
absolutely.
Yeah, what was that experience like for you?
I loved it, man. The Knight family, Soraya and Ricky, man, they took care of me to the nines, man. They didn't need to bring me out on tour. They didn't need to do anything like that. They were just so awesome. And it was funny because like the first day of tour, they weren't quite sure about me. They weren't quite sure, like, I'm this big brute metalhead from America, right? And they put me in there with a guy called Mitchell Starr, and he is a very flamboyant character. And I tell this flamboyant character, I tell Mitchell Starr, who's fantastic. He's so good. He comes out to like, dude looks like a lady. He comes out in like drag queen. It's one of the greatest entrances I've seen, right? And I tell him, yo, dude, this is how we're gonna play this. I was all like, yo, you're gonna try to kiss me the whole match. Right? And we're first match, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna try to kiss me the whole match. And when we lock up, try to kiss me. You're gonna do something, you're gonna dip me, try to kiss me. And then I'm gonna take over, beat you up a little bit. You're gonna get your comeback. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna lay that kiss on me, brother. And you're just gonna give me the biggest smooch, and I'm gonna flare around like a I don't know the quite words, but I'm flailing around with my arms and whatnot. I said, and then I'm gonna sit there and act like I'm puking, turn around, give me the stunner, we're going home.
Amazing. And did it work just like that?
Place blew. The roof blew off. The minute he gave me the kiss, the place exploded. Gave me the stunner, did the big old bump ski for him. 1, 2, 3, place erupts. I go to the back, and Saraya goes, "That was brilliant."
Love it.
He goes, "I had no idea."
It sounds like you put the main event on first, like that.
Well, yeah, and then I guess because we did like, what was it, like 30 shows in like the matter of like 3 weeks. It was crazy, man. I was wrestling sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day, off on Mondays, off on Fridays, double on Saturday, triple on Sundays, just enough time to like pretty much wash your gear and get back out on the road, it was just some of the funnest time. And I still in contact with Ricky and Saraya. A lot of the boys back there I'm still in contact with. And when the world opens back up, I look forward to getting back over there and possibly doing a tour with them again.
Was this wrestling for the holiday camps?
Yeah, it was on the camps. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you find the crowds for the holiday camps? Because a lot of the Americans that come over find it to be a really good practice for wrestling in front of a crowd that isn't a wrestling crowd. Because if you can get them to react, because most of them are just holiday goers, they're not typically wrestling fans. If you can get them to react, you're doing something right. So did you find that to be a challenge to start off with? And did you learn anything from doing those holiday camps?
It was definitely an experience, because that's what they told me originally. Like, these guys aren't wrestling fans.
Yeah.
They don't know who you are. They don't give a crap about wrestling. It's just part of the package that they're there on the camps. So you have to make them care. Right. And you have to try to get, and you have the announcers. What was so great about it is like, you have the announcers sometimes that were like, kind of like, oh, clap, and kind of get them into it. They didn't do any of that with any of my matches.
Oh, brilliant. That's good, because
that's what you want.
I've been to the shows before where they've got the announcers and they're always going like, chicken.
Right.
It's really cringy at times, but
yeah, but none of them, man, were like that. They were just like, once I got in there and I got to work and I was going, it was, I think the announcers were more in awe than anything.
Oh,
I think they were just in there just enjoying the show. And I would play to a couple of them too. If they said something, I would tell them, shut up, or I would play to them and I would play to the crowd and have fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work too. And then on top of that, we were doing their shows as well. So they had shows at like, I think one of them was at Carnival and one of them was at another place. And then they had their house shows and all that stuff. So like, I was doing the camps and doing their shows as well on top of it. So I pretty much walked around in my wrestling gear like the whole day. Just to be honest, that's kind of how it went. So, the overnights were fun though, man. Like we would tear those towns up. And I don't drink, but those boys can put, you boys can put away a couple pints. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, man. We had so much fun. I don't know how many times I carried Sweet out of bars. How many times I carried him out of bars? It was so hilarious. Oh man, it was so much fun.
So you've got to come back then. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't wait to come back. The flight's long. It's like 14 hours, but like whatever. Fly through the night and then sleep. Then you wake up and you're there. It's all
that's awesome, man. It would be great to see you down here, because I'm sold after that. Yeah, you describing that first match, where you finally got kissed and then hit with a stunner. That's entertainment, dude, that is.
Yeah, it was, the place went ape. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on this thing, but
of course you can. Go for it.
The place went ape shit. And it was just something that we just kind of was like, I was just like, yo, dude, trust me. Like, this is going to work. Just trust me. And he didn't have to trust me. He didn't know me from Adam.
Yeah.
The way like I laid it out for him and I laid everything like, hey, this is kind of like the idea I have. And he's like, are you okay? Because he is gay. Right. And he's like, he's like, are you okay with me kissing you? I was like, I don't care. Like, lay it on me, big boy. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality, where it's just like, if it's part of the show and it's part of this, let's go. Let's do it. And man, he laid it on me, brother. I'll tell you that much.
It's one of those match stories as well, where a wrestling crowd that even if they don't watch wrestling, they can get involved in that story in that match.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're
That's one
going
of
to
the things I really pride myself on is the storytelling.
Yeah,
with wrestling. Is I love to storytell with wrestling, and I believe that nowadays that's a very missed.
Yes,
is storytelling, is telling the story in the ring, and getting the fans invested in what you're doing while telling the story, instead of doing 300 crazy dives that don't mean anything.
Yeah,
you know?
And there's so much more to it. Like, you know, like you said, it's not just the flips and stuff, but also a lot of people say, "Oh, there was a story told. He worked the arm throughout the whole of the match," and it's like, well, even to a point, that's not a story. Like, what are you making people feel is the story? Like, are you getting the sympathy across for the, you know, like when you work in a match? Are you making people want to see a comeback? That's the story. Like, there's so many times where you do see it nowadays where, like, there's some very talented people who I feel like they could tell some very great stories if they tried. But I feel like a lot of people get not lazy, but I feel like it's taking a back seat to the moves nowadays.
Well, it's all about the GIF.
Yeah, the GIF. That's it. The GIF.
It really is. It's all about, like, nowadays with wrestling, it's all about the GIF. It's all about how over I can get on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many likes I can get, how many retweets.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about telling the story, you know? Like when does this air?
This will be going up on Saturday.
Okay. So I faced Brian Johnson for the Survival of the Fittest on Tuesday, on Week by Week. You know, just watch our promos. That's a story. That gets you invested in what we're doing.
Yep.
And that's one of the beautiful things about Ring of Honor right now is we're telling stories.
Yeah.
We're a competitive company that is telling stories.
It shows how far Ring of Honor has come as well, because I've been watching it since about 2002, 2003. And when you first start watching Ring of Honor, it was 100% in-ring action. That's all it was. There was small stories in some matches, but it was mainly about the honor between the wrestlers. But now in 2021, it's evolved to the point where you've still got these great in-ring wrestlers, but also great stories too. It's a complete product.
Yeah.
They're really investing in their wrestlers.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. Like the production team to the booking team to the office to everybody, man. I say it so many times on Twitter. I've said it so many times. I've said it so many times on so many social media platforms and podcasts and everything else I do, that I work for the best company in the world. I really do.
Yeah.
Yep. And the other thing is, I think people forget how much history Ring of Honor has now as well. I think a lot of people still look at it as a fairly new company, and I guess it is relatively, but they've got 20 years of history behind them. You know, it's not a fledgling company anymore. They've got a history that goes back all that time.
Well, look at where all the top. Well, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but look where all the top guys are at right now. They're all at the bigger companies, but look where they came from.
Exactly. We've spoken about that so many times. Like, I think if you take Ring of Honor and even PWG out of the equation of wrestling, the wrestling landscape looks so different. Like, you don't have the WrestleMania main eventers. You don't have half the talent that's in AEW, WWE right now. The landscape has changed completely. Everyone's
look what Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly just did on NXT. The story they told.
Yeah.
They told the same story in Ring of Honor.
It was rehashed. Yeah, same story.
And everybody's like, "Oh, this is the newest stuff." It's like, no, they did it in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor is the gateway for so many wrestlers to go into WWE. But we have discussed this recently with Kerry Silkin. Is Ring of Honor, for a time, I feel like people were going through Ring of Honor to go somewhere else. Yeah. But now Ring of Honor is becoming, in its own right, the company where people are wanting to stay, wanting to make their legacy in Ring of Honor. Is that something you're seeing backstage as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys like Shane Taylor, are cementing their legacy here at Ring of Honor, especially with their, with the STP, Shane Taylor Promotion, Cons, Moses, and now, my former, I don't want to say former friend, but I guess the best way to put it, former rival, I guess would be the best way to put it. O'Shea Edwards, guys like Matt Taven, guys from WWE are coming back to Ring of Honor because they see what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want to be a part of that. Guys like, Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
We got EC3. We got guys like that like have been to the bigger companies and realize that, man, Ring of Honor is where I need to be.
Yeah.
And all they're going to do is boost everybody else up in that locker.
I think it goes to show as well with wrestlers like Danhausen. Personally, Danhausen's one of the best independent wrestlers.
I love Danhausen. You've been putting him over all this whole.
We love Danhausen. Love isn't the right word.
Hold on. When I got on the call, you were expecting Danhausen, and I came on. You were like, "Oh, it's Sledge. Never mind."
This is awkward.
Yeah.
Let's just go with it anyway. Yeah. We have spoken to Danhausen before. It was an honor. But Danhausen, I feel like somebody with his character, if he was to go to a WWE,
right,
he wouldn't be Danhausen for much longer. No. He'd be completely different.
I don't know what they would do with Danhausen if they I have no idea.
They wouldn't know. But Ring of Honor has let him be Danhausen and still retain everything about him and giving him that place to evolve his character even more. And that's the same for so many people coming to Ring of Honor. They get to be themselves.
They don't try to change you. They just try to. They don't try to change you in any way, shape, and form. They just try to elevate you.
Yeah, that's true.
And they try to make you.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and they just kind of tweak you in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
What's the right word I want to say? Not enlighten, but enhance.
Yes.
Your talent abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beautiful thing about our production team, man. Is they make us all look like rock stars. They really do.
The production's incredible, even down to the stats that you get on the screen.
Yeah, even what they're doing with Danhausen.
Yeah. Shut up about Danhausen for a second.
Let's
we're here to talk to you.
Also you mentioned guys like O'Shea, SOS. There's other guys like Dax Draper and people like that are coming from the dojo like yourself. How exciting is it for you as well to see all these guys coming up for the future of Ring of Honor?
I guess the dojo boys were like the best untold secret, I guess would be the best.
Yeah,
I guess that would be like the best way to put it. Nobody really knew anything about us. Guys like Dak, SOS, Brian Johnson, Joe Keys, Dante Caballero, Ken Dixon, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I really believe that if it wasn't for the way the world is right now, we would also possibly still be in the dojo.
Right.
And right now, the way the world is, it gives us the platform to show what we can do. And I signed my official deal right when the pandemic happened.
Right.
So they could have easily, this is a beautiful thing about Ring of Honor. And with what's going on in the world of wrestling today, with other companies letting people go, so on and so forth, Ring of Honor has held on to us. If anything, they've invested in us.
Yeah.
They could have easily, right when I signed my deal, when the pandemic happened, they could have easily said, hey, we haven't invested any kind of money in you. I'm sorry that it's just bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll revisit this down the line. They could have easily done that, could have washed their hands with me and set me on their way. But the beautiful thing about, the office and our production team is they saw something in me. Just like they saw something in all the other dojo guys that were there. And now we're being able to be on the platform and show what we all knew in the dojo, what our coaches knew. Now the world gets to see it.
Yeah, we've heard as well so many times how good and fair Ring of Honor has been during the pandemic as well. When it comes to treating people well and being transparent with everything, that must have been a huge relief over the pandemic.
It was a huge relief when we had that meeting. Man, it was. I can't believe it was a year ago when this all went down. and we had the meeting saying, hey, we're gonna honor you guys. We're gonna honor, everything that is in your guys' contracts, and we're gonna make sure that you guys are taken care of. If you guys need anything, please let us know. We're here for you guys. When you hear something like that, when you see people getting laid off, not even necessarily in the wrestling world, but in society as it is.
Yeah.
Because small businesses are going under, they're cutting costs, they're doing this, they're doing that. That speaks just mountains, and then I think it possibly was one of the best things that happened for Ring of Honor, because we were able to reset.
Yeah.
We were able to, if you notice the product that we came back with a whole new product. And that's our production team. That's our office staff. That's everybody, man. We're a huge, huge family.
Yeah.
We all look out for all of us. We look out for our own. We really do.
You can tell. You just like hearing you speak about it now, but even like when you can see on the screen how happy the wrestlers are to be wrestling still. And you can tell that you're all having fun doing it, and it's a positive experience backstage. Like we're not there backstage, obviously, but you can tell it's a positive environment to be wrestling in. So,
and they've been so good at keeping us safe.
Yeah,
with multiple COVID tests, social distancing,
the bubble,
masks, the whole nine, so we can go ahead and perform for you at home, because we're not doing fans right now until July 11th, which we're going to be doing Best in the World. We're going to have fans there. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
It's going to be a high. It's going to be a high that you don't have to pop a vein for. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. To being able to entertain you guys at home, and then coming back with a brand new product like the Pure Division.
Yeah.
Now we're doing the women's, on top of that, highlighting the dojo guys, on top of that, highlighting everybody else, Taven, Vinny, you name it, Dalton Castle, the list goes on and on. LFI, the foundation, now you got Violence Unlimited. Now you got, and you got new guys coming in. That's a cool thing, is we're not just using the guys that we have under contract. We're bringing new guys in, new talent in to let them showcase, like Chris Dickinson, one of the best kept, under secret here in the US, he's getting his
Homicide's back.
Homicide, like, we got Tony Depp in, and now with the women's, anywhere from like Maserati to, I think Alex Garcia is her last name. I think, don't quote me on that.
Alex Garcia.
Was it
Gracia?
Yeah. To Allison Kay, to you name it, man. They're just constantly bringing in more talent to showcase what they can do, when they could have easily just shut the doors and just kept it inside. And that speaks volumes about Ring of Honor.
Could not agree more. There's some. There's been.
On top of that, what they're doing with Danhausen.
Look, we're here to speak about you. I mean, we get it. You like Danhausen. Good for you. No, I mean, on top of what they're doing with Danhausen, clearly, there is some great new talents coming in. You mentioned too right there. I mean, Alex Garcia, she's going to be great in the women's division. Yep. Tony Deppen is somebody who, just to me, has Ring of Honor printed all over him. He's a Ring of Honor blueprint. He can wrestle, he's got character, and he's got star power. Is that someone you're looking forward to mixing it up with?
He's a violent dude.
Yeah, you can
he's
tell.
A very violent dude, but he's a good dude.
You're looking forward to mixing it up with Tony Deppen?
I would love to, but anybody
on
that Ring of Honor roster.
Well,
I would love to.
I know you touched on it a minute ago as well, but obviously, like you said, July 11th, a big event. The fans are back. I mean, how ready are you for the fans? You must have missed performing in front of them.
I am. I'm very, very excited, because what's cool about this is, like, Ring of Honor doesn't really know who I am, but they do know who I am. So this is going to be my first time being live in front of a Ring of Honor audience. and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be like just hearing, and I get to do a couple indies beforehand, kind of, get the crowd feel that, everything like that, but it's not going to be anything compared to, a packed house at the UMBC arena.
Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
And a Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be nuts.
No.
I cannot wait. Obviously, we have Fight TV over here.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Honestly, I've been saying to a lot of people, and you touched on it yourself as well. I hands down think Ring of Honor's putting out the best product anywhere at the moment.
I appreciate that. A lot of people thought we died. A lot of people thought we died. And we're like, nah, man, we're just a sleeping monster.
No, I've said it before, and I mean it in the best way. I really don't think there's any killing Ring of Honor. And I mean that with all respect. Like, I always think there's going to be a Ring of Honor around. As long as there's wrestling, there's going to be a Ring of Honor.
Well, it was crazy because I was looking at their it's not their Facebook page, but their Facebook group.
Yeah.
And like people in that group are pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Like they say some pretty, like, why are you even in the group if you're going to talk crap about the product? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were like, Ring of Honor, like it was a picture of somebody like worried. And it's like Ring of Honor's worried about AEW, New Japan, and Impact all working together. We don't give a crap. You know what I'm saying? No. We really don't. Like, cool, you guys do your thing. We're over here. We're rocking and rolling. You know what I mean?
Just want to say, I'm not trying to stare any shit, but there wouldn't be an AEW if it wasn't for Ring of Honor.
I'm sorry. What? What'd you say?
Think about it. All in, the catalyst for AEW. The production and everything was funded and supplied by Ring of Honor. So, just saying.
Yeah, I know this.
Yeah. A lot of people forget though.
A lot of people forget. Absolutely. And if you look at and I'm not gonna throw stones or anything like that or none of that fun stuff, but look at our product compared to what's on TNT or TBS or whatever network they're on now.
Yeah.
Our product's way more hard hitting, way more storytelling, way more,
The people who are complaining about Ring of Honor haven't watched it in the last year. They're complaining based off what other people are saying. They haven't actually checked it out themselves, because if they had, they'd have enjoyed it probably. They're trying to fit in with the crowd of complaining wrestling fans.
It's the cool thing. It's the cool thing to complain now, isn't it? That's half the problem. It's the keyboard warriors. Yeah, keyboard warriors. But moving on a little bit, I know we won't keep you much longer, obviously, but I
told you guys. You said, 25 minutes. I was like, dude, we're gonna go like an hour.
That's fine. That's fine.
I just keep talking, brother. So you just shut me up. You know what I mean?
We're great talker.
Yeah.
We spoke to AJ Kesh last night, who I know is a good friend of yours.
Really?
We did. Yes, we did.
What did he say? Anything bad?
I know. Obviously, he was on the Stone Cold podcast. Yeah. You yourself was on the Stone Cold podcast. What was that like? Obviously, being around Steve Austin, and did you learn a lot from Steve at the time as well?
It was very nerve-wracking being in front of Steve.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if AJ told you guys the story or not, how it happened. Did he tell you guys the story?
No, I didn't actually know.
Oh, that kayfabe and SOB. So AJ's like one of my best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I get to see him next week, which I'm very, very excited about. We're all going to a wedding. A mutual friend of ours, Marty Casawas, aka Marty the Moth. Lucha Underground, and just did a bunch of AEW Dark. He's getting married next week, so I get to see him and hang out with AJ because AJ is going to be there. Me and AJ were traveling to a show, and we were spending the weekend together. And he tells me that, hey man, I'm probably gonna have to drop you off at like a Starbucks or something on Sunday. And I'm thinking he has like some audition because he's an actor, so I'm thinking he's probably got like some read or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, dude, that's cool, whatever. We're an hour or something into the drive or whatever it is. The phone goes off and he has it up on the dash because he drives, hands free, guys.
Yep.
It says Steve Austin across. I sit there and look at him and I go, is that? And he kind of gives me the 1 second, bud. Just hold your horse.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah. Steve, brother. Steve. What? Steve. He pushes it, and it's through his car speakers, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, what's going on, Steve? He goes, hey, kid, what time you coming over on Sunday? And I'm like, you're going to Steve Austin's house. He goes, I don't know, probably about like 1 or 2. How's that sound for you? Yeah, it's perfect, kid. And he goes, hey, man, do you mind if I bring a buddy with me? Is a buddy a worker? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, he goes, is he with you right now? He goes, yeah. He goes, tell him to kiss my ass. And I'm like, dude, Steve Austin told me to kiss his ass. Hell yeah. You know? And he's like, no, man, it's cool. Bring him through. So he hangs up the phone. He goes, we're going to Steve Austin's house on Sunday.
Wow.
I was like, so you're not dropping me off at Starbucks.
Wow.
And I'm like, can we get Starbucks in between there? Because like, you got me excited about coffee, you know? Anyway, we head over to Steve's. It was so funny. We get to Steve calls like in the morning and he goes, hey man, like, yeah, come over on 1 or 2. I'm going to go to the gym and I want to come home and shower and then we'll do this. Right. So we go and we're staying in Hollywood that night. We get into Hollywood like 4 or 5 in the morning because we drove from Arizona all the way through, which is like a 9-hour drive or something like that. We get a couple hours sleep and then we're like, well, why don't we just go park down the street at Steve's house? You know, we're a little early. We're like a half hour early, right? Because we were expecting traffic and all that stuff. So we're about a half hour early. Let's just go down the street and let's just park. As we're going by, Steve's outside. And he goes and he calls AJ. He goes, was that you? He goes, yeah. He goes, turn around, park right here. We turn around, park right there. I get out of the car. I go, hey, Brian. Hey, hello, sir. My name's Brian. He's like, don't call me sir. I'm Steve. I was like, oh shit. Okay, cool. You know, boom. So Steve, yada, yada, yada. I used to have a deathly fear of dogs. I have 2 beautiful dogs now, but I had a deathly fear of dogs, and he has 2 dogs. As we walk into the gate into 316 Gimmick Street, his dogs start jumping on me, and I'm trying not to freak out.
Because they're Stone Cold Steve Austin's dogs.
Yeah. They're trying to stun me, and they're stunning me. You know what I mean? And as I go in, and I go in, and we meet his wife. His wife's beautiful, beautiful lady. Steve goes, guys, have a seat. Help yourselves to whatever. I'm going to go get a shower. Cool. So I'm sitting there. We're talking to his wife. I think we're talking about like Sons of Anarchy or whatever. AJ's printing stuff out because he did like the 219 or 218 game, and he's got bullet points he needs to hit for WWE and so on and so forth. So I'm talking to the wife, and then the dog comes and just lays his head on my lap.
Oh.
And just lays there. Just kind of looks at me. And I'm sitting there petting it. Steve walks out. Steve goes, I've never seen that dog do that with anybody.
Oh.
Wow.
And I was like, awesome. So he goes, grab a Red Bull. He's like, let's grab a couple of Red Bulls. Let's go next door. So we go over to 317 Gimmick Street where he does the podcast at. He's starting to set up 3 microphones. AJ, him, and myself. Oh. And I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna jump in on AJ's thing. Like this is AJ's, you know. We start. Austin had to take a couple breaks, you know, water and all that stuff. And during the breaks, we were talking. We were talking about music, and then he found out I was a recovering addict, and I was on the Independence and just wrestling on the Independence. And he's like, hey, man, can I podcast you after I'm done with AJ? You mind if I podcast you? You sound like you have a story. You sound like you can possibly help some people. And I said, yeah, man, hell yeah, let's do it. So you could tell in the interview, it's up on my YouTube. Head over to youtube.com/themetalheadmaniac. You can listen to the podcast that I have of me and Steve Austin. You could tell how nervous I was when I first started talking. Because I was extremely, I've never done podcasts before. I'm not very fluent at talking like I am now. And all that stuff. Like, so I was very nervous, but a good thing about Steve is he relaxed me. And we talked, and we were just, it's like what we're doing right now. We're just bullshit.
Yeah. Steve's the best, isn't he? I mean, that guy can talk to anybody, make them feel at ease, get a laugh and a joke out of them, and also get a serious story out of them as well. You know, it must have been a bucket list for you to be having a casual chat with Stone Cold Steve Austin at his house.
What's crazy is I still talk to him to this day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when the A&E thing came out with Steve Austin, I don't know if you guys saw that or not, the biography on Steve Austin, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know how old he was when he had to retire. So I texted him.
He wasn't very old, was he?
39, was he?
He was 38.
38.
Yeah.
So I texted him because I didn't know, and it didn't say in the biography how old he was when he had to step away of his neck. So I texted him. I go, "Hey man, I love the ANA thing. It was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was so good." I said, "But I have a question for you." He's like, "What's up, kid?" And I said, "How old were you when you had to step away?" He goes, "I was 38." And I'm coming up on my 30. I'm coming up on 36.
Yeah.
So it really made me think like, wow, I am, could I only have 2 years left?
Mm.
It really makes you like really put in perspective. Could I only have 2 years left? But then you look at guys like PCO that are like 52 and aren't human and are walking 24 freaking hours.
PCO's just reached his prime.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? He eliminated me in the battle royal. I'm pissed. So mad. I want PCO so bad. Yeah, no, and it just made me kind of like really kind of hone it in, really think about it, and yeah, it's so cool that I still get to talk to Steve today. When I had my Ring of Honor tryout, I texted Steve, and I don't believe that I'd be in Ring of Honor, or let alone me doing Impact, let alone me being the somewhat indie darling that I was, if it wasn't for Steve. Steve literally launched my career, and he didn't need to.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where every now and then, like, you'll get somebody on the independents go on Stone Cold's podcast, and their stock just goes through the roof, like, because he's got such a wide reach. So for yourself, like you said, did you a solid there putting you on the show, but also at the same time, I'm sure you helped so many people as well, telling your story. Like Stone Cold said, you probably hearing your story probably helped a lot of people as well. So it must have been good in that sense, The
outreach that I got from people after it aired, and I wasn't expecting it to air.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. I was like, we podcast, and maybe he was like, it wasn't good, because I didn't hear anything from it until he texted me maybe about a week before it aired, or 2 weeks before it aired, and he's like, "Hey, kid, your episode drops this day." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And the day it aired, the day my life changed.
Right.
Amazing.
From people reaching out to me via Twitter, Facebook, wherever, email, saying that my story helped them realize that the bad times don't last, and they can make anything, they can do anything in this world if they put their mind to it.
Yep.
On top of that, launching me with wrestling and independence, because then my phone really blew up from promoters that wouldn't even give me the time of day.
Oh, you're Stone Cold's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, hey, we want to fly you out on this date. Are you available?
Yeah.
Hey, we want to, now I'm going from, one part of the U.S. to the other part of the U.S. to another part of the U.S. all in a weekend. And I'm so jet lagged, I can't even see straight.
That's fucking awesome, though. I mean, that's great. Like you said, your life changed on the day the episode came out.
But I still wasn't making any money.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, is I still wasn't really making any money on the independents, because a guy like me, I didn't know how to price myself outright.
Yeah.
Because that was fairly new to me. Well, all the indie darlingness, all that stuff, flying you and all that stuff. When I would tell them my rate, they'd be like, "Oh, that's it? Oh, cool."
Yeah. This is the kind of shit that always blows my mind. I've read the Young Bucks' new book, and even like 6 years into their like indie darling phase, where they were like the top of companies, they said they were still broke. Like they had no money because they didn't know how to make to charge what they're worth. And it's really something that takes some time, isn't it? So
it does.
It blew my mind, because I just thought, right, well, if you're wrestling everywhere, you must be making money. How can you be skint? But you hear about all these wrestlers saying, I still don't have any money.
When I was on the indies, bro, it was so bad where like I almost had my cars repoed.
Yeah.
I was hiding from my landlord.
Right.
Telling them, sorry, I can't pay rent this month. to not being able to barely feed myself, let alone people that are living in my house, to anything, it's just one of those crazy things, man, to think back just a couple years ago. Yeah. I was flat broke.
Yeah.
Flat broke. Negative money in my bank account to where I am now. And it just blows my mind. It really, and I'm not saying I'm balling any way, shape, and form. I'm not, a baller or anything like that.
No, but you have got 6 streamer lights and a microphone.
I got a nice microphone. I got, a good, podcasting room and so on and so forth. But if I need to go buy groceries, I can go buy groceries.
Yeah.
I'm not living off tuna fish, which I hate tuna fish. I hate it. Can't stand it. And like top ramen, you know what I mean? Like hiding from my landlord, hiding my car so they don't get repoed.
That's the only level of comfortable I ever want to achieve in life, is not having to worry about where my next meal comes from or hiding from a landlord. That's literally all I want from life. I don't want to be filthy rich. I just want to be comfortable. And you've just summed it up right there. You don't have to worry about that, which I can only imagine feels incredible. Like knowing that you've worked hard to be in that position too, it must be the most rewarding feeling.
It is, man, but it's also a scary feeling as well. Because tomorrow is never guaranteed.
True.
Yeah, very true. Very true. But what is guaranteed, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but I know you mentioned you're good friends with AJ. Callum somehow managed to get him to sing Shawn Michaels' theme tune last night.
Oh, dude,
we could always send that snippet to you via DM if you'd like it.
Oh, I would love that, dude. I would totally play that to him and be like, dude, I heard you were on a podcast the day before I was. I'm gonna have dinner with him on like Tuesday, I think. I'm having dinner.
We'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. And then we're gonna play it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna hit the gym. I might play it when I walk in to meet him.
Do it.
Just to embarrass his ass.
He does the first verse and the chorus, so you've got the whole like him shrieking, going all that. So you'll love it.
He's such a goofy son of a bitch. He is.
Yeah, he is. I didn't think he'd do it, but
I love him, man. Because when I was going through, so I got I used to be addicted to pain pills and addicted to alcohol. Right, I'm 7.5 years clean and sober. When I got sober, and after I got one vice, I got into another vice, which was food. I just ate, and I got really heavy. When I was actually going to when I was actually going to pursue professional wrestling, I reached out to AJ and said, "Hey, I need," because AJ's shredded.
Yeah.
I need help. And he was one of the guys that kept me accountable for everything and helped me tremendously, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, he has been in my corner since day one, since I met him at the APW garage 10 years ago, right when he was Tough Enough 10 years ago. Holy crap. It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Holy crap. When he was on Tough Enough, and I met him at the APW garage, and I went, "Holy crap, you're AJ Kirsch." And he goes, "What's up, bro?" We've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And now you've got him singing Shawn Michaels' theme.
And now
that's true friendship.
It'll be my ringtone for him.
I legit can't believe Callum got him to do it. It was.
It's his fault. He mentioned carpool karaoke.
Yes, he did.
So I said, right, well, can you sing an entrance theme for us? How about Shawn Michaels? And the mad bastard did it. So
just burst into tune, man. Just burst into tune. It hit the high notes, the lot. It was brilliant.
It was actually good. Yeah.
So we'll definitely send that to you. Before we wrap up, we'll let you go as well. No, I did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you said you was at Steve Austin's house, you was talking Sons of Anarchy. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I love that show.
My favorite show, man. I just wanted to greatest show of all time.
Greatest show of all time? Yeah, it's pretty much up there.
Yeah.
I haven't really jumped too deep into the Mayans yet.
Yeah.
I know that it's out there on FX and it's out there on Hulu and stuff like that. I haven't really jumped too deep into that. But the cool thing about Sons of Anarchy, man, is I can jump right in the middle of Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
And I will
You
continue.
do that.
Like it will be like season 4, episode 5, or whatever it is. And then I'll be like, I will be invested the rest of the time going all the way to season 7.
Yeah, man. I do exactly the same.
Yeah, you do.
Exactly the same. It's my go-to show. I've watched it over and over. I highly recommend the Mayans, actually. And we've had the first 2 series over here, and we haven't got season 3 yet. But the first 2 are very, very highly recommended.
I watched the first season of the Mayans, if I remember correctly, but I would have to go back and like watch it all again to kind of really dive in deep. It was that and like Dexter.
Oh, that's my other favorite, Dexter.
You know, I was on tour with, I heard it is.
Yes.
I was on tour with Matt Hardy. And me and Matt were talking, speaking of Shawn Michaels, me and Matt were talking about Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And we were talking about TV shows. He's like, dude, if you haven't seen Dexter, you gotta watch Dexter. You gotta jump into Dexter.
Yep.
So when I got home from tour with him, I jumped into Dexter. And I texted him. And I go, I haven't slept yet. And I'm now going into season 2 episode, you know, and he's just like, it's addicting. It really is. And
yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, man. That is my other favorite show. It's Dexter. So I'm with you on that one.
Also, another thing to watch. You said you're a streamer.
See.
Yes, Doug. Tell us about your streamer.
Tell us about your stream.
So I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sledge805. I keep it easy. That's all my social medias. Sledge805, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, MySpace, High Five. You name it. If it's out there, I'm probably
are you on Tout?
I'm on Tout. Yep. I don't know what that is, but yep, I'm on it.
It's the social media that WWE bought 10 years ago, where you could post like 10-second videos, and they were plugging it like 1 billion times during Raw. And
Isn't
then
that TikTok?
No, it was way before TikTok. It was what gave birth to TikTok, really. But it was owned by WWE, and then they sold it for a few million because no one liked it. So, yeah, Tout. That was the original
really
TikTok.
WWE right now as it is. So anyway,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
All right.
See, today you'll get some history.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm on that. But yeah, dude, twitch.tv/Sledge805. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays I stream. I stream a talk show called Coffee with Sledge. And then on Sundays I do like a metal church where we sit here, we listen to metal music, and we talk about music. I'm a
Hell
huge
yes.
metalhead.
Awesome.
So usually I do it with on the metal church. I do it with my buddy Steggy, who we do it via Discord, aka Zoom.
Yeah.
We sit here and we just sit here and BS about music, and we play music videos, and we jam out, and I scream when I need to, and it's a lot of fun, man. We just and it's a way to kill time. It was something that happened during the pandemic that a buddy of mine who's a huge Twitcher. I have 2 buddies that are huge Twitchers. One told me to get on it a couple years ago, and I told him no, it's stupid. And now I'm going to his wedding on Wednesday, Marty Casales. Twitch.tv/House Casales, if I'm not mistaken, is what his is. And Zicky Dice.
Zicky, yeah.
Zicky, yes.
So Zicky is me and Zicky go way back. We're from the same area.
Yeah.
We kind of came up in the music scene together. Our bands played with each other, and then we started in the wrestling business, and now I love Ziggy. I love him to death, man. And he is going to do amazing things in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets that bigger break.
I've just seen a video he posted.
I haven't seen it yet. I was seeing it on Facebook. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it.
Great. If you get a chance to see it. I'm going to watch it
after. He told me about it.
So good.
Me and Zicky FaceTime literally once a week, if not twice a week.
Yeah.
Not every day. He's on his way to the gym. I'm on the way to the gym. We usually call each other or FaceTime each other.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it. I knew about it. I just haven't seen it.
So good.
But he was on Twitch, and I started this little talk show thing during the pandemic. I was doing it on Instagram Live, and he's like, "Yo, dude, you need to do this on Twitch." And I was like, "Man, that's so much money to invest in." So I go and I'm talking to this guy at Best Buy. By the way, if I ever see that guy, I'm going to knock him for a loop. He sells me this crappy laptop. Oh, yeah, totally do what you want it to do.
Oh, yeah.
Want to do what I wanted it to do. So then I had to find a producer so I could Discord into him and have him run my stream until I got my big boy. Now I got my big boy, and now my full studio set up, and now I'm too much money involved.
Which camera do you use? Because the quality is fucking beautiful.
Oh, thank you, man. It's an A6400.
A6400.
Yeah, it's a DSLR.
Oh, I was gonna say that's why then, because
it's
that's ridiculous. Camera. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
A legit camera.
Yeah,
with a cinematic 2.5 millimeter cinematic
right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's just so nice. I mean, it's the difference between that and a webcam like we're using. Is yours looks like you should be the host.
All right, so if I did this, okay, so if I go like this, right, this is really gonna probably mess you guys up. But if I go like this, wait, just kidding. Which one is it? Oh, this one right here. That's my webcam.
Oh, you can, yeah, okay, yeah. It's completely different. I mean, the colors it's drowning you out. And
yeah, so that's my webcam. So when I'm actually doing interviews, when I have them here, they see this picture right here, but then my audience sees this picture.
Yeah, because it's different channels. Yeah.
Wait, if it goes back. Wait, go back. my audience sees this.
That's awesome.
And it's all about lighting.
Yep.
You know, I have a light here. I have a light here. I have backlights. Yeah, it's all about lighting. And that's one thing I had to learn too. Lighting on top of getting a good microphone, you know, and just that whole, it's been a great learning process. It really has. Because I am dumb when it comes to computers.
I've just Googled the A6400 and I wish I didn't.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and say the price on that, mother?
Well, it's £999, which is about $1,400. So, okay, cool. That's good to know. I hate myself now, but
wow, okay.
And then my lens is probably another. My lens is a 12 millimeter. That's what it is, 12 millimeter. Cinematic. My lens is probably about $500.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I love it. Callum, you can buy me some of these things.
I can buy you.
Yeah.
But you do a bit.
Maybe Manscaped.
Oh,
well, you know,
all that Manscaped money that we get, that'll be good.
Yeah,
Manscaped.com/what?
Ringsiders.
Ringside. Use
20% off.
Use that. Was it 20% off?
20% off.
Yeah.
20% off.
20.
20.
Yes.
Oh.
It's not bad, that.
No, it's not bad at all. I'm a high praiser of manscaped.com.
Yeah, I mean, they've got great little trinkets like this. You know, it's even got a little light on it. How cool is that?
Light on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you nice and silky and smooth.
It really sure does. It really does. It's not. I'm not even just shilling it right now.
Use it in the bath as well, in the water. It's perfect.
Brilliant.
Don't clog your drain.
Well, this is true. Yeah, we don't clog the drain. But hey, Doug, before we wrap up as well, tell everyone where they can find you and your merch.
He already has.
But no, but refresh my mind as well with the beard oil.
Head over to Mad Cat Beard Care. You can find them on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, I think. Use promo code Sledge there, get 10% off.
Excellent.
And grab my Metalhead Mocha. There's also a Delirious Lime, Beer City Root Beer.
Awesome.
Briscoe's something. I don't remember what the Briscoe's one is. And Matt Seidel's Orange. So they all have all kinds of beard oil, man. And then Josh Woods' red cinnamon. If I don't plug that one, he'll get mad at me. Josh Wood has one of the best beards in the business right now.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
So great. I love Josh Wood so much. And then at Sledge 805 on everything: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, twitch.tv/Sledge 805, my youtube.com/The Metalhead Maniac, because Sledge 805 is used for some strange apparent reason. And yeah, man, and just check me out on Ring of Honor Television.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I am going straight to get some beard oil because I love the sound of that and I love beard oil. So
He does.
I'm going to go and do that.
Much stuff. Beard oil, beard wax, beard, you name it, man. And all the proceeds go to like help out cats, which is cool. Like, yeah,
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, all the proceeds go to help like abandoned cats.
Well, I'm down with that, dude. I have a cat of my own called Opie, by the way.
Was it Opie?
Opie, Sons of Anarchy.
Opie. Oh,
yeah.
Don't bring up Opie, bro. Now I'm gonna start crying. Knock it off.
Yeah, dude. That got me as well. I bawled my eyes out. I'm with you there.
He just went, man. He had to though, bro. Not like he didn't have to, bro, but like the way that he was doing everything, bro, is like he wanted out.
He wanted to go.
When Donna died, he was not the same. And then when he found out
broken.
I don't know if anybody's seen this, guys. The show's been out for freaking years. I'm not doing any spoilers here, okay? Because the show's been out for years. If you guys don't know this stuff by now, just watch Sons of Anarchy.
It's not our fault if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. When Donna died, and then he found out Clay killed her, and the club betrayed him. Like, you could tell that he just wasn't. He wanted to join Donna. He really did.
Yeah, he did. He was broken, and obviously Clay killed his old man as well. So I mean, you know, he killed Piney.
Did you like
as
the way it ended?
I liked the idea behind it. Jack's going out the same way as his dad. But
yep. Same high waist and everything.
It could have been done a little bit better. I don't know. It looked a bit when he took his hands off the handlebars. It looked a bit. I don't know.
I think he looked at peace.
I enjoyed it, and
when he was out and he put his hands out like this, and he was getting ready to crash into the truck. He looked at peace. He looked at.
I loved the story. Yeah, the story of it going the same way as his old man did.
You know who they wrote that the whole thing. You know the story that they based the whole thing off of.
No.
Hamlet.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, okay. Yeah, it's the greatest show ever to me, man. It really is. So, but yeah,
dude, I could come over there, dude, and we could sit there and we could watch Sons of Anarchy for days, bro. And like, I would never get bored.
Do it.
Oh, dude, we would.
Open invite.
Honest to God, dude, you're ever in the UK, there's a room here. There's no hotel
brother, I'm in.
We shall binge Sons of Anarchy. We'll listen to some metal because I'm a metalhead as well, so we'll listen to some metal. We'll rock and roll, dude. We will rock and roll.
Little Nando's, and we'll call it a day.
Yes.
There we go. Cheeky Nando's, we'll be fine.
Cheeky Nando's, and we'll call it a day.
Cheeky Nando's, yeah.
Hey.
By the way, TGI Fridays over there is not the same as it is over here, brother.
No, it's not.
Right now.
No, it's not. And neither is the Taco Bell.
Oh, I haven't had you guys Taco Bell.
It's not the same.
I did have you guys Burger King though, and it wasn't the same.
No. Your McDonald's is better by far. Yeah.
McDonald's is killing it right now with this bad old chicken sandy. Like, I like spicy food. I like hot food.
Yeah.
You know, they got this spicy chicken sandy, bro. Sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah, man. I'm not a big Burger King guy, but I do love McDonald's. I'm a McDonald's guy.
Did you guys are over there? Do you guys know a guy named like I know you guys probably don't know him, but you guys might have heard him called Beard versus Food?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love food eating competitions. I love it. And I mean, I'm a huge foodie as it is, but I love watching his YouTube stuff.
Yeah, man. I absolutely love that kind of shit. I like seeing people eat ungodly amounts of food. I'm doing it myself as well.
I haven't tried. So I was in Vegas over the weekend, and I literally just had mouth surgery like 2 weeks ago. So good thing you guys booked this now because I wasn't able to talk 2 weeks ago. And I went to Vegas and we went to the Heart Attack Grill. And the gimmick there is if you don't finish your food, they spank you. And these girls were whooping the shit out of people. They're with these paddle gimmicks.
Yeah.
Whooping the shit. And then if you were no selling it, they would hit you in the back of the leg.
No selling.
And then they would hit you in the lower back. They're like, you're gonna sell for me one way or another.
Where's the catch? Like
you have to finish your food. If you don't finish your food, you get spanked.
Wait, what I'm hearing is if you don't finish your food, you get spanked. Like I don't know. Maybe it works for some people.
It does work, dude. Some of the girls in there that were getting spanked, it sounded like it was a porn. It was weird.
And where's this place again?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, but the food is very, very high calorie.
Yeah.
High calorie. Half-pound burgers. I think the most you can get is like the quintuple, which is like 8.
Wow.
And yeah, man. I mean, food was okay. It wasn't like the greatest, but it was all right.
Good portions though.
Yeah, I had a double. I could have easily done 4 or 5, but I was like, you know what? I want to be comfortable. I'm at a bachelor party. I want to be comfortable for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I just had mouth surgery. And my dumbass decides to get bacon on there. The bacon was hard as a rock, so when I bit down, it messed me up the rest of the night. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but it's bacon, man. Everyone loves bacon, so you can take the risk.
Bacon. Yeah, you can't get me about bacon.
Exactly.
Bacon.
Exactly. I had
Hey,
this
so
conversation.
about that 25-minute mark, how's that going?
It's good. It's going very well. Very well. It's looking at us because we were supposed to speak to Kerry Silkin as well tonight.
Oh, really? I love Kerry.
Yeah, he's had to reschedule on us, bless him. But yeah, we speak to Kerry.
I saw him on that last TV. I gave him a big old hug.
He's wonderful. He comes on every few weeks and does a show with us. He's just an absolute sweetheart, isn't he, Callum? He's just a nice guy.
He's the best.
Yeah, I love Kerry, man. He is one of the best. He's been on my show as well.
He's got a heart of gold.
Kerry, if it wasn't for Kerry, Ring of Honor wouldn't be Ring of Honor. I'll tell you that right
now. Thank you. I'm so glad people tell him that as well, because he just does not listen, does he? When you tell him.
No, he doesn't. He's so humble. When we try to explain to him how surreal it is that we're talking to him, he's just so humble and doesn't get it. Like, you're a big deal, Kerry. You know, please understand how much we appreciate you for what you've given us.
I don't have one of those famous Kerry pictures yet of like me and Kerry.
Where he's like this.
I will get one. Trust me.
You'll get one, man. You'll get one.
It will be hanging in my office. Trust me on that. By the way, head over to pwi.com and get your newest issue of PWI magazine. I am in it, doing a 2-page spread in it. Big.
I love the plugs.
There we go, man. There we go. We've just spoken to PWI, so we'll put that out there as well. But I need to subscribe to PWI, don't I?
You do, mate. You do.
I do.
This has been a 2-page spread on me
this has been a great chat.
I was like, when Mark reached out to me and said about PWI, I was like, I don't know who the I am. What are you talking about? And then they did the 12 questions with Sledge. And then they're like, we did it like this. And they're like, dude, this was so good. Like, we're going to actually do it into a podcast as well.
Amazing.
Rock and roll. Let's do it. You know? So it was a lot of fun to hang out with PWI. And then they just sent me 2 issues of it. So I actually got to be in hand with it and check it out. And I posted a picture on my Instagram at Sledge805 of me holding the magazine with my own shirt. Head over to shophonor.com and get my Metalhead Maniac t-shirt, which is out, and wherever else I got.
Amazing. Well, dude, we've got well over 25 minutes, but it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll have to do it again sometimes. I think there's so much more to talk about, man.
And really you're just funny to speak with. You're an entertaining guy.
It's been one of the most fun interviews we've ever done. So I can't thank you enough, man. But for now, Sledge, thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.